Here we are, it's spring. These are my Osage oranges or hedge apples I picked up last fall and put in a bucket. And we're going to try to plant some today. I thought I'd better get a picture of the bucket and the bees coming in and landing on the water, collecting moisture. Always fun to see that. But we're going to take it, we're going to dump a little bit of water out, and I've got a spot selected that we're going to try to plant some and see what we do. I've read about this. I've never tried it. This is my first attempt, and we will take you along the way and see how it does. Let me get the water dumped off because it might be gross. I won't film that, and we'll get the bucket over to where we need it to start on it, and I'll bring you guys back. I got my bucket of hedge apples or Osage orange mixed up. All I did was take a stick and stir it up, and it squished. And if you look in there, you can see the little, now if I hold the phone right, you can kind of see the little seeds in there and amongst all the other gunk that come in. What I did is I harvested these off the ground in like October, November, and I put them in the bucket and I let them sit outside by the machine shed till today. Put a little bit of water in the bottom, and then with all the rain and the snow, it froze and thawed and added water to it. And so I have the seeds broke down ready to go. What I did is out here on our hill, out of the way, I dug a ditch. They said use a plow furrow, but there's no way I'm getting a tractor and plow in here where I wanted to try this. I thought I would try in an out-of-the-way place. If they grew, awesome. If not, I didn't care. So we would try it here in an inconspicuous, didn't matter spot. And if it grows well, I'm going to extend the row both ways. Across my little ditch here in the deer trail and through the brush and clear over that way. And keep going down the hill around the tree and clean brush up as we go, and we're going to make ourselves a nice little windbreak. Osage orange or hedge is what is grown in all the hedgerows. I do know people make bow staffs out of them, and it's a super hard wood. If you do it right, they say it'll be bull tough, pig tight, and horse high. So they used to use this as a living fence to keep animals in, so they didn't have to build fence. They just grew the trees, and in 4 or 5 years you didn't have to worry about it. So that's kind of what we're doing. I got the ditch dug out. Now I'm going to take this slurry and dribble it along and backfill just a little bit, and as they get bigger we're just going to keep backfilling a little bit more. And I know part of the time they say they took them and bent the tops down and they'd reroot and make just an impenetrable hedge. And they do have a little bit of thorns, and some people say that the apple themselves is good for keeping away spiders and stuff in the bottom of, or in your basement and stuff. I've kind of had good luck with it, but then I haven't. I do know we sell a few of them at the orchard for that reason. And the place we used to go always get them, the trees are getting really old and shabby, and they're not doing very well. So I thought we would try to start some here just for that purpose of having some. There is some research on people, and I don't know how credible it is, but they say it helps with cancer treatment too. It is a cancer treatment also. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I thought, what the heck? I want them for the other reasons, and if it comes true, maybe they'll be worth a little bit of money. I don't know. I'm not planning on it, but I just kind of wanted to build a privacy hedge. That way I can cut all these junk mulberries and Chinese elms and stuff out away from my little bottom piece here and make a nice screen to block the view up to our compost pile, them boards and pallets up there, is our pallet compost bins. So if I can kind of screen that out, I thought that would be better interest, since I'll spin slowly. There's the road. That way it just kind of makes it look a little nicer. A row of trees looks nicer than a bunch of junky looking pallets with compost in them. That, and maybe eventually, since right here is a freaking deer trail, maybe it'll help keep the deer out eventually too. But we gotta see if we can get them to grow first before we worry about it. And if this works this year, we probably will grab a couple buckets of them, and we might just bring the empty the buckets down here in the fall and just kind of leave them down here, so they're where we kind of are gonna want them to start next year. And I don't know how far I needed to dig. I just kind of dug that far, and after we start dumping it out, maybe we'll have to go closer to that tree. I was kind of guessing how thick it needs to go and stuff, so we'll get it figured out. And if we get a bunch of them to come up, maybe we'll dig a few up and transplant them and add them longer that way too. So, but just thought I'd take you guys along my experiment. It's still just too muddy to do anything in the garden, but we've got a good wind. It's 50 some degrees out. I can see where I dug along here in our good rich black dirt that it's drying out really good. So maybe we'll get the tractor and disc hooked up and make a pass and see what it looks like. It'll either be a complete nightmare or it'll be beneficial. So let me go get the tripod set up, and that way you guys can watch me dump this stuff out and see what we're doing. Here we go. I grab my gloves because I couldn't turn the phone on without my gloves on. And we'll take this slurry and we'll slobber some out and see what it looks like. Maybe I should have dumped quite so much water out. Got quite a bit left. I'll kind of show you what it looks like. I probably should have left a little more water in, but just to make it easy, I didn't. And yes, I shaved and cut my hair. It was starting to get warm in the greenhouse. But we just pick this up and use it as a selfie stick. If you look in there, they kind of look like pine nuts or something like that, and all them seeds. There's a bunch of seeds out. I have no idea how thick I'm supposed to put it. We're going to call that good. Kind of show you what I got slithered or dumped out. Clear out to the shovel. And I'm going to dig some more. I've still got probably a quarter of a bucket. So I'm going to at least dig to that tree. There's no need for you guys watching me dig a ditch. And I might put a little bit where some of this is a little thinner. We might put it a little bit thicker and call her good. But I'll show you what it looks like after I get it backfilled. I've got everything planted from this stake here all the way to that big tree. I'll put it in pretty thick. I made it all the way there and came back and used the rest of the bucket in it, put it in. I've got part of it buried kind of deep, part of it just barely covered, part of it just has kind of leaves on it, because I didn't know what to do for sure. So it's an experiment. It cost me nothing but a little bit of time to dig the ditch and dump the stuff out, and I used the hoe to backfill it just a little bit. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what it does. You guys have a good day, and see you on the next video.